On today's podcast, you are going to want to grab a pencil and a piece of paper because you're going to want to take notes. We are going to discuss supplements and what can move the needle on your health. You're not going to want to miss it. Stay tuned.
You found the Very Cari podcast. Grab yourself a cup of coffee and snuggle in while you and I chat about all things faith, wellness, and healing.
Welcome to the Very Cari podcast, and I have a very special guest with me here today. Miss Danielle Cole is here. I'm super excited to have the Director of Sales for Xymogen Pharmaceuticals. Is that the right way to say that, Danielle?
Xymogen is a professional supplement company where we go through licensed practitioners only. And so yes, we're Director of Sales for Xymogen. Thrilled to be here.
You guys, you may not know this, but I'm telling you, we are barking with the big dogs today. She is super important and super knowledgeable in this field. And I'm thrilled that she agreed to be on the show because I want to give you guys actionable things, actionable supplements that you can take that will make a difference. My listeners, Danielle, like we've talked about, they are on a health journey, and a lot of them just need that extra oomph to help them achieve better health. And I am so impressed with the company. I want to ask you to talk a little bit about the company first, but I also just want to say to you guys, I don't believe that a pill is the magic bullet. I don't believe that any kind of shots or the surgeries or working out or calorie deficit, none of it is going to work if you don't put in the hard work to figure out your emotional eating issues, your diet trauma. We talked all about that. So I'm not saying that these are the magic bullets, but let me tell you, some of this stuff is absolutely amazing. And the science is phenomenal, Danielle. Like, I am shocked by the science that is behind a lot of these products. And just as a little spoiler alert, everyone, there is going to be a link to my page that you can go and you can pick up any one of these products. So, okay. First of all, Danielle, tell us about Xymogen. I want to hear about the company.
Happy to do it. So Xymogen has been around for over 23 years. We have been a practitioner-only brand, so we sell to doctors and to licensed practitioners who really want to make a difference clinically in their patients' health. And so this has been where if you need to get a lab marker to change, you need something, if you have low vitamin D, for example, or low magnesium, or high cholesterol, or any number of health conditions, there are preclinical or ways to do things before you get medication or even on top of medication. So sometimes you get put on a medication that's going to have nutrient deficiencies that come with it. Many of them take away your B vitamins. They may take out magnesium. They take things that your body needs. They, CoQ10 is necessary if you're taking a statin. There's so many different things out there that were really recommended to go together. And some doctors are very educated about this, but some are not. And so part of my role is to really work with clinicians and help them understand and make sure they're utilizing nutrients and biochemistry the way it's meant to be. So yes, biochemistry works. Supplementation is the wild, wild west out there. So that's the reason we have to talk about Xymogen, because you really, really want to be getting something that has been tested and has the quality and research behind it. So when I say quality at Xymogen, I'm going to talk about two different components of quality. Number one is manufacturing. So we have a 310,000 square foot facility. It is a campus. It's meant to be toured. It's in Orlando, Florida. You can go see it at any time. And it is the most impressive manufacturing facility. It actually has a pharmacy within it. So actually, when we say we're pharmaceutical grade, I don't know what people mean exactly because we're the only professional supplement company that actually has a pharmacy inside the campus where literally in a box of supplements, you can also have your prescription supplements put in and transferred in the pharmacy with your supplements. So it's pretty incredible. So we're held to a whole different standard because of that through the FDA. Our whole facility is audited extremely carefully and differently. We truly are pharmaceutical grade. And so the manufacturing is a piece of it. The other piece that not as many people are talking about anymore are the raw ingredients and the materials. And the reason people don't like to talk about this is because many companies have been bought out. Once good companies sometimes get bought by bigger conglomerate companies, and the raw ingredients change. And there's no longer somebody at the top who's really considering what raw ingredient they're buying. They don't know the difference between a malate or a megglycinate or omega oxide and the difference in absorption, or maybe they do know, but they don't care. They care more about the dollars and cents. And so we are still family owned by the Blackburn family. And it makes all the difference having someone at the top who's passionate and cares about clinical outcomes for patients and wants to get results for doctors. And so that is what Xymogen's all about. So to simplify it a little, I like to think of cookies actually as a good example. If you were to get like the best cookie you've ever had in your entire life in Paris, France, let's say, and you wanted to duplicate that cookie at home, you could get the raw ingredients and get, the special chocolate and the special sugar and maybe even like the bottled water, who knows, all the different ingredients that is special from France that made that cookie what it is. But if you cook it in your oven that's a little on the fritz, that is not even all the way through all the things, that is like having poor manufacturing. Meanwhile, if you were to have your fancy $20,000 oven, but you went and got knockoff ingredients from your favorite local store, it's just store brand chocolate, store brand flour, store brand sugar, it wouldn't be the same at all. And so you need both components, the ingredients and the manufacturing, to have that top quality. And that's what gets the clinical results.
And by clinical results, just so you guys that are maybe not very medically, what Danielle's saying is that you're going to see a change in your lab work. You're going to see a change in the way you feel. And a lot of, Danielle, I see so many people that get so hung up on supplements. They don't know what they're taking. They don't know why they're taking it. They walk out of, your name brand, I won't name them, but supplement stores, and they just have this pile. They've spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and they don't know what they're getting. And I feel like it's such an overrun, field. Like you said, it's the wild, wild west. So you really need someone to direct you and guide you. And that's why I reached out to Danielle, because I knew people, since leaving my previous position, people have been coming to me and saying, what do I buy, Cari? And I was referring them, before I hooked up with, started talking to Danielle, I was referring them to a company on Amazon, which is a good company, but Danielle told me they were owned by Nestle, the chocolate company. I had no idea. So now I know, I was like, oh my gosh.
And they're not the only ones. Big companies out there have sold. It's crazy.
Oh, I had no idea. I'm so happy to be able to offer the people that watch me, my listeners, a quality product that I actually can stand behind and say, this is actually what I take. And I do. I have all the bottles at my house. I take them. So I want to talk about, Danielle, a lot of my people are weight loss. I'm not necessarily helping them lose weight, but we talk a lot about diet trauma and weight loss. And there are things out there that are making a big difference just for people that are trying to lose weight. Can you talk about some of the things you love, guys? This is where you want your paper and pencil. Okay.
Yep. Absolutely. So, okay, I have to say it. I know you talk about it all the time, but of course, healing the emotional trauma, working closely with someone with that,
right.
Getting enough water in your day, getting yourself ready to make these changes is step number one. And then when you're ready to go, there really are, these do they do move the needle, as Cari said, because they actually are changing the biochemistry in your body. And so you do need those biochemical changes to happen. It's not all willpower. There actually are neurotransmitters involved. There is actual addiction. There's all sorts of things that's actually going on. And so this really can make a difference. And so for weight loss, one of the first things I'll mention is fiber. So we have Optiline Fiber is the name of the supplement. It comes in a powder or a capsule. It has both options available. I will say that the powder doesn't mix that well, but it's also flavorless, so it's not that difficult to take. So you can take it with some water. It's technically a drug in Europe for cholesterol.
Really?
It helps lower cholesterol. So when we say clinically effective, it's been very well studied. It's also technically a drug in Japan for a totally different reason, for athrotoxin. That's not a problem we have here in the US because we spray our food with glyphosate, but that's a whole nother topic. The fiber, though, it can not only help with cholesterol lowering and also toxin binder issues. What it helps with is satiety. So it's going to help you feel full.
Really?
It is a natural soluble fiber. It's from propylmanin, so it's a plant source, and it is not going to give you a super bloated feeling or anything, but you will feel if you take this about 15 minutes before a meal, and I like it before breakfast and again before dinner for weight loss. You're going to feel much less hungry, and so it can help stave off some of those cravings. If you're going to feeling like you might make a poor choice, and you're like, oh, like I'm starving right now, I could eat the house down. Take some of this, drink some water, and then cook your food, eat, and you'll eat less of it. So it really can help. And it also just helps with the whole process. Can help with constipation as well. It's
That's
not
what I
going
was going to ask. Does it help you poop?
Yep.
Okay.
It does. Although I will say that, you know, people think of fiber to help you poop, but if you just add a bunch of fiber in and you tend towards constipation, it can actually be have the opposite effect. So if you do tend toward constipation, you could start with 1 serving a day before you move to 2. Mm-hmm.
This is amazing.
But
it's called
yep.
Opta. Say it one more time.
Opti, OPTI, Opti Lean Fiber.
Opti Lean Fiber. You can use my link.
And it comes in capsules or powder.
But are the capsules big or are they pretty reasonable?
The capsules are not big. They're small and they're nice little soft gels, but they're nice little capsules, actually vegetarian capsules, but you have to take 3. So you can get a lot more in a scoop than you can in a capsule. So 1 serving is 3 capsules. So you would be taking 6 a day if you did it twice a day. For me, I personally don't mind that at all. It's not a thing for me. Some people don't like that at all. They'd much rather just swallow a little bit of water with the powder in it. So either way, and actually this was studied in obese children, and it helped obese kids who had this with a serving of juice in the morning lost 8 pounds in 8 weeks with no other changes.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
So these are real studies on real people. That it's not going to be the only thing, but if you're already on a program to try to help you, this could be something that could make a big difference. And
it could push you over the edge. It can help with a lot of different health. And women, you know, we always need more fiber. This is just a really good solution for all sorts of health benefits out there, and especially weight loss. So it's a great one. So that's the first one to start with.
Ooh, I love it. I'm making a list. There we go.
That's a good one. So the second one I would consider would be our berberine ES5. Now, berberine is super popular right now. There's lots of berberine on the market. Ours is called berberine ES for extra strength -5. So ES5. It is 5 times more bioavailable or stronger than your regular berberine. Usually berberine is in the berberine HCl. If you look on the label, it'll say berberine HCl. And that's fat soluble. This is dihydroberberine. And if you think hydro, it's water. So it's water soluble. And it gets through your gut lining much more quickly and into the bloodstream. So it actually works in the same pathway that metformin works on. You can take it even if you're on metformin, but make sure you're testing, because likely you'll need to lower the dose and work with your doctor on that. It certainly can help you lower or get off the medication. So the berberine ES5, potent. It's also a natural GLP-1 agonist. So I know everyone's out there talking about semaglutide. Yep, semaglutide, the reason they work, so Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, part of the reason they work is they are semaglutide agonists. So they're helping you with satiety. This is going to help with that as well. So it goes through the same pathway as metformin, which is helping with blood sugar, but it also is helping with the satiety signaling. So this is a really great way to just help with a little bit of your blood sugar control and your cravings. And it's potent, so it really does work. The only thing I would caution you on this one, if you're intermittent fasting or you're not going to eat for a while, I would not take it then. Unless you're trying to get into ketosis, there's some tricky ways to do that, but you have to be careful. You can actually tank your blood sugar too much if you don't eat soon. So I usually take it right before I'm going to eat. I'll take it before breakfast. And then you can take it. You could take it once a day if you're just looking for a little bit of edge, or if you're looking for full-time glucose management and help, and really want to get an edge on the weight loss. I would do it before breakfast and before dinner.
Wow! And then, so it's 2. Is it 2 capsules a day then on that one?
1 to 2. 1 to 2 daily. Yep, and it is
of your blood sugar.
Because of your blood sugar, it works. So it could lower it too much, and so you just really want to make sure that you're eating and that you're testing if you're on metformin or other blood sugar drugs.
I love this. Okay, so berberine, we got fiber. Ooh.
Yep, and those are my top 2. Now there's another one that can help with those that emotional component that we were talking about. So there's a probiotic, and there's a whole new line of probiotics out there called psychobiotics, which sounds pretty cool.
Is that
but it's actually No,
Psychobiotics?
psychobiotics. So people have heard probably about the gut-brain connection. So there is a true connection between your gut and your brain, and we all know that if you have a healthy gut, then you can make more serotonin, and you have a healthier, happier, positive mood, that kind of thing. So depression and anxiety and all that can be controlled with a healthy gut. Well, they also have found there's all sorts of hormone signaling that happens from your gut. This in particular, it's one strain, it's very well studied. And it has the one particular strain in it that has been shown to increase GLP-1. So there's that fancy one again that we love, and PYY, which is another one that Mounjaro and some of the others are activating. So it helps activate those hormones. And so this is not something that you're going to take today and feel today. It has to populate in your gut enough that your gut actually then starts producing short chain fatty acid. It helps increase short chain fatty acid production. There's a whole thing that happens, but then your brain is able to increase these hormones. And so I find that in healthy weight people, it happens a little quicker. The gut brain connection is a little stronger sometimes, and that can happen within probably a week. If you really struggle with that gut brain connection and you don't listen when you're full and all those things are a struggle already, I would give it a month. I would take a whole bottle's worth. And then the next month you will take it, and you should notice. So what you'll feel is you'll get full faster during a meal. And they did a clinical study on obese and overweight middle-aged adults for 6 months, and they ate 300 calories less per day compared to placebo with no other changes. So 300 calories less per day is great, right? So that actually moves the needle quite a bit. And this is I know, it's really, if you add that up, it's actually almost a pound a week. And so you do want to be working on other stuff as well, of course, but this really can help that biochemistry that we're talking about, that gives you a little bit of an edge so that your brain is literally in the right place to make the right decisions.
I'm just shocked. Psychobiotics. And what's the name of that product?
That is called ProBiomax Lean.
ProBiomax, and then LEAN, lean.
That's right. Now
and
we have a whole
strain.
It's a certain strain. It's bifidolactis B420.
I believe
is the strain. So the thing that you got to know about probiotics, if you go to Cari's link and you look at ProBiomax, there's actually a whole family of probiotics. Okay, and our whole line is called ProBiomax. So you really want to look for ProBiomax Lean if weight loss is the goal. But what you don't know is that when you go to the grocery store, you go to actually specialty stores or even other professional companies, you need to have not only the genus and species, but also this little letter number combo that I rattled off, the B420. That is the strain type. And that is actually really important to know what it's going to do. I sometimes tell people it's sort of like Canis lupus is a dog, but it's not until you know if it's a Chihuahua or a Rottweiler or a Terrier, what is it bred to do? So if you get Lactobacillus if you get acidophilus out there, that is genus species. But until you have that letter combo, there's actually thousands of strains. And so it won't be clinically effective, or you won't get the same experience bottle after bottle unless you have that letter number combo afterwards.
I did not know that.
Yeah, you got to have that letter number combo. And then you have to know, why did they choose it? Is it because it was cheap, or because it had a lot of research to do what you want it to do?
Right, right. So the probiotics you're going to take after a hospitalization to, help with your gut after, restoring that microbiome after like antibiotic use is going to be different than the one we're using as a psychobiotic.
That's right. Yep. Although this one still, so you don't need to take two. If you're doing this for gut health too, it does do that. Okay. It actually is helping increase that short chain fatty acid production, which is really important for gut health. So you don't need to take another one. This will help with gut health. Okay. But if you were hospitalized and I would just do the regular ProBiomax DF for dairy-free, and they're all dairy-free, just so you know, but ProBiomax DF.
Okay. That is awesome. Berberine, the fiber, and the ProBiomax Lean. Oh,
those are my top. Now, here is just a fancy one to throw in there.
Okay.
If you're waking up at 3 a.m. or about there, you're struggling with staying asleep, when you really have that trunk fat going, maybe perimenopausal, menopausal, could be a cortisol issue. We have a product called Cortisolve, with a
Ooh.
V, but not an E at the end, cortisol. And cortisol is an adaptogen that helps balance cortisol. So it's not going to take it all away and it's not going to give you too much. It's going to get it right in the right place. And
Okay.
I like that 1 to 2 before bed. You could start with 1 and see if it helps, but I'm a 2 before bed kind of gal. After my child, I had a child late in life, and after my child, I could not stay asleep for the life of me. So I take 2 cortisol, and that helps me stay asleep. And so that has been a godsend for me. But that 2 before bed is awesome. It's a great nighttime one.
I love this. I mean, these are really, this is just, oh, this is amazing. So I want to ask you a question. Then I want to ask you about our gastric surgery patients and our GLP patients, because I have a lot of those people.
Yep.
For the skeptics that maybe already left this podcast and are going to the link and are looking at the product, they're going to say, well, Cari, I can get a whole bottle of vitamin D at Walmart for $4. Like, why would I spend so much more? But it really boils down to the quality, correct? Like, I know I'm repeating what you said, but I know that people are going to go look and be like, oh, but you guys,
It's a huge difference. It really is. And if you look at the vitamin D, actually, we have really affordable vitamin D, but is it $4? It's not.
I know,
It
I
is
was making that
affordable,
up, but you know what I mean?
no, but for real, you're not wrong. You can find giant bottles at Costco or wherever, right, that are just a whole different price point. But the reason why is because literally you can work with your doctor and see your labs move. I work with doctors all day long. That's my job. And they are recommending this. This is the top recommended physician formula in the country. It is because our products are, and it is because of the needles moving in labs. So it really is because of getting results. And supplements, we used to say that the most expensive supplement is the one that doesn't work. But I'll say I actually think that the most expensive supplement is the one that has toxic ingredients. So you could be taking an inexpensive fish oil, and it could actually have mercury or heavy metals and other things you don't want in there.
Really good
You
point.
need things that are tested. Every batch, our fish oil, for example, is tested for over 400 ingredients in every single batch. And so you know that it can be taken. We're also tested. We have separate additional certifications, one of which is for professional athletes. So professional athletes know they can take our products as well.
Now, the way that I understand the word bioavailable, because you guys are going to hear us using that word, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it is the easiest form. No, there's 2 different ones. That means something else. What is the one that means the easiest form for your body to break down? Is that bioavailability?
Yeah, I would call that bioavailability. It's the way that your body can use it and absorb it, right? So there's many different vitamins out there. There's like magnesium is a great example. Vitamin D is another. In the forms they come in matter a lot in whether they're absorbed and utilized by the body. So we're giving you the kinds that can be, just the types that are able to be used by the body.
There are a lot of processes like when you're talking about B vitamins, where your body has to go through a lot of reactions in order to be able to effectively use that B vitamin. And so what Danielle is saying, just for any of you that it's a little bit confusing, is that we need this to be in a form that is most available in the greatest amount for your body. So you get the most bang for your buck. The problem is if you get a crap one from a big box store, you don't know, first of all, you don't know what you're getting. Second of all, you're probably wasting your money. You guys have all seen the studies with the Centrum vitamins that never digested and people just literally poop them right out. It doesn't make any sense. Why spend the money? Just don't take anything then,
That's right.
We really want you. And that's why I can stand behind this, because if you take vitamin D from Xymogen, I'm here to tell you that when you go back in and have your vitamin D tested, it's going to change. I had this experience myself. When I take your multivitamin, you guys have an amazing multivitamin, I feel better. I absolutely can tell you that I feel better. So that's not really a lab. That's subjective. I realize that. So what about my people that I have a lot of people that have had gastric surgeries, by choice, or maybe just, other colectomies, things like that they had to have done. And we want to be able to support them with nutrients. Like what do you find supplement wise that makes a big difference for those kinds of folks?
Yeah. So I would first throw out the multivitamin. The multivitamin that's really going to be absorbed very well. Yes, it's an incredible multivitamin. So it's called Active Nutrients. Okay. So active without an E. So it's all one word, Active Nutrients. And Active Nutrients comes with and without iron. For most people, I recommend without iron.
Yeah.
And that is going to have a large amount of the active and bioavailable forms of the B vitamins. You're going to feel a increase in your energy. It's a multivitamin, multi-mineral. Going to have everything A to zinc that you need. And it really is going to help your body feel better. You're going to feel, and when you have had procedures done, you have trouble getting all the nutrients you need. So I'd absolutely put that out there. Another incredible option that comes in as a small meal or a snack would be our I would call it our OptiCleanse GHI. Okay, and GHI stands for, and you don't have to know what it stands for, but I just want you to understand where we got the name: gastrointestinal, hepatic, and inflammation. And so it's going to help with your GI, your upper GI and lower GI, your liver, and your inflammation. It has detox to help your liver detox. It has stuff to help really micronutrients that are going to really support inflammation, which is huge. And then it has tons and tons and tons of gut healing micronutrients in it as well. And then it has a full multivitamin within it. So you don't need both. You could take OptiCleanse GHI as either a breakfast or an afternoon snack. And people will see it and look at that shake. It's a shake, so you mix it, and you could blend it in a blender. You could blend it just with water. I take it on the go. It comes in individual little serving packets, so I take it on the go all the time and mix it in water. But my favorite way is to blend it with ice and add a little half cup of frozen fruit, and make a smoothie. I love it. I prefer the chocolate. It comes in chocolate and vanilla, and I usually am a vanilla person, but I prefer the chocolate. It's great. So I use this all the time. And I always say that these functional foods are actually the least expensive supplement because they're actually food. They do have carbs, fat, protein in really good ratios. We know it's actually helping you instead of hurting you towards your health goals. And it already has a multivitamin within it. So it's really very affordable.
Oh, that is perfect. So OptiCleanse GHI as a food, an afternoon for anybody that's had any kind of bariatric or gastric surgery, and then like the active nutrients as just a basic multivitamin, but you don't need both, is what you're saying.
That's right. That's right. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Okay, now.
And if I would probably do a probiotic too. So I would do a probiotic, either ProBiomax Lean or ProBiomax Regular or ProBiomax Daily. There's a whole family. You can pick your favorite. But those would also be really helpful.
The nice thing is when you go to the site and you look at my link and you go and look at the items, you can read all about them. Yes. And it's very detailed. So there's not, and of course, if you have questions, you can always reach out to me on social media and I can reach out to Danielle. But honestly, it's an amazing sheet of information that you get with the product.
Yes, absolutely. And the last thing, the only thing we haven't covered that I would add in, if you're taking a semaglutide, if you're taking Ozempic, if you're taking one of the shots, we really want to protect your muscle. And you want to make sure you're not constipated. So there's two things you could consider. Number one, I would always say protect your muscle. And we have a product called HMB Pro. It's a capsule. You have to take 6 of them. We also have that in a collagen shake. So the pills are called HMB Pro. The shake is called Fit Food Lean Collagen. And then in little writing, you'll see that it says with HMB. But that HMB is this magic, really well-studied ingredient that helps both even like people who are on bed rest, not lose muscle, or weight training people who have weight trained for decades. They can actually double their gains with lean muscle. And so it's all about keeping lean muscle. And when you're on any of those products, the whole goal is to lose fat and not lose your lean muscle so that you keep your metabolism high.
And you're saying HMB, Hotel Mama Bravo.
That's right.
HMB. Does it stand for something fancy?
It does. It's
you're gonna
hydroxymethylbutyrate.
Say it again.
No, it's hydroxymethylbutyrate. It's a ketone, actually. That's
what I was thinking. No, I'm teasing right now.
It's from an amino acid. It's a derivative of the amino acid that we know is responsible for muscle building.
Oh, this is awesome. So for the GLPs, we have HMB Pro or Fit Food Lean. You can do
Fit
that
Food
here.
Collagen Lean. Yep, that's right.
Collagen.
Yep.
Oh my God.
And then the only other thing is the constipation. And
Okay.
you could buy magnesium citrate. There's lots of options out there. Citrate is the one that helps you go potty. The others are help for other things. So citrate is the one you're going to want for that. Or we have a product that's very inexpensive that does contain magnesium citrate, but it also contains Cape aloe and triphala, which is a motility agent. So it helps you actually move, and stool softener. So it's really effective for surgical procedures. Anytime you're suffering from constipation, it's gentle. You take 2 at night with water and you'll easily go in the morning. And that is called Colonex.
Colon, like your colon. X.
Colon X. That's right.
Take care of that colon. Probably way better than milk of mag or anything like that.
Way better. Way better. It will change your life. It's a much better, much healthier option.
Colon at, oh my gosh. Okay, can we real quick before we go, can we touch on my hormonal ladies? Because
Yes.
I know I mean, you guys, we could literally do 25 podcasts in a row all about everything that Xymogen has. And when you go to the site, when you look at my link, do not be overwhelmed. It's okay. Like, we're going to figure it out. Like, if you have questions, reach out. But it's a lot. I mean, there's just so many products. But I want to give you, for the people that typically watch my podcast, I want to talk to the hormonal ladies, because the post menopausal, like, what do you have out there for these poor women suffering?
So if you're struggling with hot flashes and menopausal symptoms, and it's the symptoms that are driving the nuts, the one I'd recommend first is called Flash Arrest. Okay. And Flash Arrest is going to be that awesome one for when you're actively struggling with menopausal symptoms. Now, the other one you could think of adding in, or if you're perimenopausal, you're not quite ready for hot flashes and that kind of stuff, but you're noticing some changes and you're figuring you need to support your progesterone, support estrogen, all of the things that you need to do. That's our FemQuil. FemQuil is an awesome one to help support. And you could do both. I have many, many people who do both. And then the last thing, a lot of doctors, and you should consider this, see a doctor and get your levels tested. Sometimes you need more testosterone, and us ladies, we don't think about that, but it really helps keep our muscle, keeps our bone dense, keeps our heart healthy, keeps all these things going. And that would be our Testoplex. And we use it in men and women all the time. So Testoplex, it helps give you so it's not testosterone. We're not giving you a hormone. We are giving you the building blocks for you to create your own, but you will notice a difference in lab markers if you do it before and after.
Testoplex, FemQuil, and Flash Arrest.
That's right.
Those are the 3. Oh my God.
Those are the 3. Yeah.
This is amazing. Anything else that you absolutely love that you think my audience needs to know about that Xymogen makes, that you just feel like I can't let it go without saying about this one thing?
Yes, I will, because it's very affordable. And I just think it affects our health so much. If you're in pain and you take NSAIDs or acetaminophen, so if you're taking ibuprofen or acetaminophen for pain, we have a natural option that is fast acting. So most natural options, they take like a month before you notice anything at all, if you notice anything. This is extremely affordable. It's called Synovix, Synovx, Synovix Relief. And it is a fast acting, within 30 minutes, you'll feel it. 2 capsules, and it acts. We actually have clinical studies showing it, comparing it to 1,000 milligrams of acetaminophen, and it actually outperformed acetaminophen. They looked at 6 different areas, head and neck, which to me means headache, although that's a complex topic. It can help. So sometimes 1,000 milligrams of acetaminophen is not going to touch stuff. Other times it will. If 1,000 milligrams of acetaminophen would help you, this will too. And it's safe for your kidneys and your liver. And if you had a glass of wine or something, it's not going to be terrible for you. You should never, never, never take those things. You should not take acetaminophen or ibuprofen if you've had alcohol. And you should really watch how much you've taken. And I know that, life is painful. We have aches and pains and things go on. And I just feel passionately that you can really protect your health by not taking those, but we do need pain relief. And so lowering your inflammation, drinking your water, getting your lifestyle in order is what you want to do. But if you are going to reach for some Tylenol or some ibuprofen, reach for the Synovix Relief. It's very effective.
That is amazing. Does it have antipyretic properties as well?
No, it doesn't. So it is turmeric, boswellia, and black sesame oil. Those are the 3 ingredients. It's patented, and it's actually exclusive ingredient that we have, and it's an incredible combo that just works so well. It works so quickly. We have other anti-inflammatory things in our line that are really popular and have been around a long time, but I can say they're more expensive and they take a lot longer to work. So this is my favorite.
So why not just get Synovix and put it in your purse and just have it with you?
Yes, Synovix Relief. Now, Synovix, again,
Sorry.
you have to be careful with Xymogen because Xymogen has family names, right? So Synovix is a whole family
Okay,
of
sorry.
products.
Synovix Relief. Thank you.
Yep, Synovix Relief. Yep.
Maybe y'all need to email Danielle and not me if you have questions.
No,
I'll
this
find
is
out.
so funny.
I'll find out.
So funny. No, Synovix Relief, and there are others in that whole line that if you're like, hey, no, this sounds like me, because there's ones for osteoarthritis particularly. There's all sorts of stuff in there that if that's you, you can get that. But this is the most affordable, fast-acting one that I just think can really everyone should have it in their purse and just have it for them and their family.
Danielle, do you think there's a world in which we could offer podcast listeners a discount code for ordering? Do you think that might be something
that is absolutely possible? Let's do it.
Okay. She and I will work on it behind the scenes. And by the time this comes out, I'll have a discount code. If
that's
you
right.
the podcast and you want first time buyers, definitely I want to give you an opportunity, because again, this is not your Walmart price supplements. I want to make that very clear, but you're going to get, Walmart price supplements, you're going to get Walmart results. That's just the truth. And we want great results. We want to see you actually have less hot flashes. We want to see you actually sleep at night. We want to see you have energy, to have your guts moving the right way. And the only way that works is if you have a quality product.
That's absolutely right. I have my family on this. My parents take it. My husband takes it. Everyone I know takes it. This is what works. And I wouldn't be here if it didn't.
Oh, thank you so much. You guys,
thank you.
Thank you, Danielle. You're awesome. Thank you. This is just, I have learned so much. I literally took 2 pages of notes, you guys, and I was supposed to be hosting the podcast. And no, I was taking notes the whole time. So thank you again, you guys. Thanks for joining me. Please reach out for the discount code. Hopefully I'll have it in the show notes. And the other thing is, if you have questions, reach out to me on social media and get my link. Go to the site, check out the products. If you need help, we're here to help you. Thank you so much. Thanks again, Danielle.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode. If you would like to find out more about what I am up to, go to verycaripodcast.com, click on the menu button, and under the tab You Are Here, that's a U and an R and a here, you can find out about the coaching I am now offering. I would love to have you be a part of what I am doing. Head to the website, check it out, and thanks again for joining me today.